the narcissist mask will slip or will begin to slip or will start to slip when they know that they are about to get exposed or caught in their lies, in their tricks, and they are also lacking narcissistic supply. The validation they used to get doesn't come no more. So that's when the mask will begin to slip. And one thing the narcissist is afraid of. They're afraid of being exposed. They are afraid of lacking narcissistic supply. The narcissistic supply may come from their partner, so like if they're married, from their spouse, or if they're in just a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, it can come from that, from their boyfriend or their girlfriends. Now, the narcissistic supply, when they lack the narcissistic supply, they tend to seek it from somewhere else, but it triggers them. It triggers them into going into that cruelty, bringing out that cruelty, bringing out that insecurity and contempt for the individual, for the victim for their victim. When their victim refuses to give them validation, it triggers them. When their victim refuses to give them financial support, it triggers them. When a victim refuses to agree with anything they say, it triggers them. This is all the supply. When they lie, they want you to support that. That's a supply. When they are doing something wrong, they want you to validate it. That's a supply. So when they lack that, when you have find out that they are liars and they are tricksters, and you start to remove your validation, you try to take back your validation, take back your financial support, they get triggered by that. And when they get triggered, that's when you see the cruelty comes out, the punishment. They begin to punish their victim. And the punishment can come in all directions, in all kinds of ways. The punishment can come. They begin to punish their victim, because once you have denied a narcissist their supply, the next thing they're thinking of is revenge. The narcissist is full of revenge. They like revenge. And their revenge can come in cruelty and contempt with you, the victim. And another thing is that when they find out that they're getting caught up, that they're about to get exposed or caught, that's when they get triggered also. They get triggered to get you confused, so that you won't catch up on their game. And that's one of their ways of covering up their narcissistic behavior. When they're about to get caught or about to get exposed, what they do, they bring in confusion, chaos, drama, so that you can forget. You can forget that their ways, whatever they're doing to you, you can get confused. And so that's one of the ways they can get you, they can get your attention taken off of that, taken off them. They get your attention taken off of them, because once you find out that what they are doing is wrong, and you're catching up to their games, some of the ways that they do is to bring confusion, drama, to take the attention off them, to place it on you or something that's going on around you. So that's one of the ways they do it. That's what my narcissist did to me. So once you find out that I was getting caught up to her games, and I was about to expose her, what she would do is bring drama, chaos in my life, and try to turn things around, to put the blame on, blame shift. Basically, that's what they do. Blame shifted. They'll blame shift you. so that the attention can be taken off of them, because they know that you're about to catch up on their game. Now they know they're about to get exposed, so they'll try their best to take the attention off of them, and that's one of the ways to do it too. So they get triggered, and when they get triggered, the trigger could come from anywhere, you know, because now they know you're catching up again, so they'll get triggered, and when they get triggered, they bring in drama comes, blame shifting comes, you know, chaos comes, because all they're trying to do, they're trying to take that attention off of them, because you're now finding out who they are. You're now about to find out who they are. So they try to confuse you. Basically, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to confuse you so you can get your attention off of them, you know. So that's what they do. And rejection too. Rejection, they could get triggered, you know. Once they could get triggered once you reject them. You know, or you set a boundary. They could get also triggered by you setting your boundaries. They could get triggered by that too, because narcissist does not recognize boundaries. They don't recognize boundaries. You know, you and them can be in the house, and you set a boundary. They'll come through. They will not respect that boundary. So once you set a boundary, and you stand on that boundary, they get triggered. And when they get triggered, that's when punishment comes in. That's when they start to punish their victim. Punishment comes in all kinds of ways. Punishment comes in all kinds of ways. They'll start, for example, they will remove the affection. You know, they will remove the affection. They will hold, and they probably hold sex against you. They will not want to have anything to do with sex with you. They will reject making love to you. You know, that is some of their punishment right there. Some of their punishment right there. Or they will send someone to sabotage your vehicle, to sabotage your house, to sabotage your house, to sabotage your vehicle. You know, and even try to unalive you. These are all the ways. You know, these are some of the ways they use once they get triggered. Once you deny them, they think. You know, once you deny them what they think that they are entitled to, once you deny them, this is some of the triggers that comes with it. They have a fragile ego. When that fragile ego is strengthened, you will see the narcissist cruelty. You will see the narcissist insecurities. You will see their contempt against you. You're the victim. And once you set the boundary, you trigger them. Once they know that they're about to get exposed, they get triggered. Rejection triggers them. Rejection triggers them. Now refusing to validate them. Lacking, that's a narcissistic supply. Rejecting that, lacking that triggers them also. So once they get triggered, that's when you see all the cruelties. That's when they start punishing you. They remove sex. They reject sex. They'll reject you when it comes to making love. They will try to poison you. Not try to poison. They will poison you. They will poison you, and they'll look for all sorts of means to make you feel left out and wanting them. They'll look for that, yeah, because now they have drawn your attention. Now they have drawn your trust. They have gained your trust. So they'll do those things to make you feel, to make you wanting them the most, to make you wanting to have them, to make you wanting to be with them. This is the reason why. Some of the reason why they do. My narcissist did those things to me. She did those things to me. Once she knew that I was getting caught up to her game, on her game. I was getting caught up on her game, or she was about to get exposed. She would do cruel things to me. Once I rejected her, and also failure could also be a trigger for a narcissist. A trigger for narcissists. Narcissists don't like to get denied. They don't like to be downplayed. So once they feel in something, it triggers them also. Anything that they're doing, when they feel, it triggers them. It brings out their evil deeds. It brings out their wickedness. It brings out their cruelties. Yeah, it brings out all those things. You know. But once you, the victim, once you start to understand, them. You start to know who they are. Then you start removing some of the benefits that you give them. It also triggers them. See, like my narcissist. I used to help her. I would help her out once in a while. I would help her out with financial assistance. But once I found out who she was, that she was only taking without, giving back or even appreciating me giving to her, I started to take those things back. And then that's when her punishment started. She started punishing me, but it didn't matter to me. It was useless to me because I knew her ways. And I'm a man that can stand on my own. I don't need anyone. I didn't need her. She needed me more. She needed me more than I needed her. So once I started taking back to my validation, I took that back. My financial support, I took that back. Once I started taking those back, it was she became quiet. And when the narcissist is silent, it's not silent for good. It's silent for evil. Yeah. Once they go silent to you, they're looking for a way to revenge. That's their way. Sometimes I'll get up in the night. The narcissist will leave me in bed. She will get up and come and sit down in the living room. Not knowing that, today I understand that the reason why she did those things is that she will sit in the living room sometimes she'll come in, she'll sit in the living room while I'm sleeping. Sometimes I'll notice when she leaves the bedroom and goes in the living room around 12 o'clock, midnight. I will notice that she left. But I pretend like I didn't know. And she would sit there for 3 or 4 hours. Just in the living room, sitting, no TV's on, just sitting there. Now I've come to find out that the reason why she did that was that she was in a narcissistic lab. She was trying to she was trying to figure out how she could take a revenge on people or me. And so this is what some of the things that they do. They're full of revenge. There's nothing in them because everything they do is to please themselves. So when the narcissist, the common trigger for the mass to slip is the narcissist's fragile ego. When the fragile ego is strengthened, that's one of the common triggers. When their fragile ego is strengthened, this is what triggers them. And when people are about to discover them, when people are about to expose them and they get caught, and when about to get caught in their lie and exposed, it triggers them. Yep. When they're lacking narcissistic supply, it triggers them. When they're rejected, rejection and failure, it triggers them. It triggers them. So as time goes on, when you're in a relationship with them, as time goes on, you are discovering these things. But when you are asleep, you're the empath. When you are asleep, you won't find out these things until the Lord is ready to waken your spirit. But once you wake up, everything becomes clear. Everything becomes clear. You become to see who the person you've been with all these years. You become to see that truth stuff. They don't have the mask slip completely. You become to see what's behind that mask. And I tell you what's behind that mask is scary. It's scary. What's behind that mask is scary. That's when you begin to say, you know what? My dad was an empath. And my dad was an empath, but he never did discover that he was an empath. He never did. I don't think he did until he passed away. He was an empath. He did good for people. He was always there for people, but people were never there for him. So I believe he was an empath. He was a good man, but he passed away without knowing who he was, without knowing who he truly was. And most emperors are going through this without knowing who they truly are. And some of them will go through it until the last day, until their last breath on earth. Until their last breath on earth, they will never know who they truly are. And so they be in a zombie state, in a cloud, in a zombie state, until they take their last breath on earth, because they'll never recognize how marvelous they are, how wonderful they are, and what their mission and purpose on this earth was all about, until they pass away. When they pass away, until they take their last breath on earth. What? I tell you what, he was a wonderful man. Although others might see him differently, but I see him as a wonderful man, an empath that never knew who he was truly. Who truly he was. He never knew. And so that's the way us empath, that's how we live on this earth. Some of us will discover who we are, some of us will never, some of us will never discover who we are. And it's a shame. They got decent people on this earth, decent people, good people. And those low level, low vibrational people are taking advantage of them. Those low vibrational people, empty vessels, are taking advantage of them, because all they know is take from people, but never giving back. So my narcissist left when I find out who she was. Now, definitely find out. I was sure that she is nothing but an evil person. I definitely was known her. I definitely find out. When I definitely did find out, put my foot down, put back, and start to set boundaries, and start to lock my doors, set boundaries, guarantee boundaries, walking around ready, to protect myself. Once you truly find out, once you truly did come to know that I have found out who she was, she packed her bag and left. And that was the day of my freedom. So the common trigger is that the narcissist is the narcissist fragile ego. When their fragile ego is threatened, that triggers them. That triggers them into bringing out the beast out of them, the devil out of them. Yeah, exposure triggers them. Exposure triggers them. Rejection triggers them. Lacking narcissistic supplies triggers them. Yeah, failure triggers them. Yeah, all these things, and there's more. It triggers them in such a way that cruelty will surface. Their cruelty will surface, and you will be left wondering who are you married to, or who are you loving to, or who this person is, who this family member is, because you never knew them. But it's all about awareness. It's all about awareness. Once you're aware of these people, when you know who they are, that's when you start to get your healing. That's when you start to reject them and remove yourself from them. That's when you start doing it. But once you are unaware, you are unaware. This is when they take advantage of you. This is when they use you like a rag. This is when they can insult you at any time, subliminally. They can insult you in a sort of ways. Yes, they can bring insults on you. And you can feel these things, because with us empaths, we can feel deep. But once you're aware of these things, it is over for them. It is over for them. The game is over. Because you can see them coming. And you can get yourself prepared. You can set boundaries. And if it's a family member, you can tell them to stay away. You'll love them as far away from them. You can be there. And you'll put boundaries down. You can tell them. You can lay boundaries. This is my boundary. Either you respect my boundaries, or you stay away from me. Even your children, when the narcissists get in your children's head, they turn them around you. They turn them to become narcissists themselves. And that narcissistic behavior, your children will pick up on these things, and they become one of those, will become a narcissist themselves. So, but once you discover who you are as an empath, who God has made you, what purpose God has put you on this earth for, you will set boundaries. Even for your own children, you'll set boundaries because you want your peace. You want to serve the living God. The reason why you're here, you want to fulfill that purpose. You want to fulfill that purpose because those people in the way will never get you, will never lead you to fulfilling your purpose. So you have to get rid of some people, or some people have to leave you. Sometimes you become alone. Sometimes you do this alone, you know, because no one can understand you. Because your old you has gone. And the new you, they cannot understand. They can't live with the new you. So your children will abandon you, Your family will abandon you. But, you know, I mean, you're not being abandoned. You will leave them, actually. You're the one that will be, you're the one that will leave. Because now you're looking for something. Now you know who you are. You're after something. You're going after your purpose. And with those people in the way, you can't see it clearly. Because they are full of confusion. They're full of confusion drama. You know? My own sister, my own family member, my own sister, she's a narcissist. I don't know if she's conscious of it or unconscious. But coming to find out who she is, I separated myself from her. I will love them. Not that I can't love them. I will love them, but from a distance. You can love them, but from a distance. So what do you do when a narcissist gets triggered? We'll speak about that next. We'll speak about that next in the next video. We'll speak about that. What do you do when they get triggered? What happens when they get triggered? What do you do with yourself to protect yourself? What do you do to protect yourself from that cruelty that's coming out, from that insecurity, from that contempt with you, that hate that's coming out? What do you do to protect yourself? We'll speak about that next. We'll speak about that next, okay? All right. Be blessed.